Our planet Earth is getting warmer. This warming is happening faster than ever before. We call this global warming. It is a serious problem that affects everyone. Global warming is not just about hotter summers, it is about changes to our entire climate system. This includes our oceans, land, and air. These changes can have a big impact on our lives and the lives of plants and animals around the world. The Earth's atmosphere acts like a blanket. It traps some of the sun's heat, keeping our planet warm enough to live on. This is called the greenhouse effect. Certain gases in the atmosphere, called greenhouse gases, trap the sun's heat. Carbon dioxide is one of the most important greenhouse gases. Human activities are releasing more greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. This is making the greenhouse effect stronger, trapping even more heat and causing the Earth to warm up. Carbon dioxide is released when we burn fossil fuels like coal, oil, and gas. We burn these fuels to power our cars, heat our homes, and generate electricity. Every time we drive a car, use electricity, or buy products that have been made using fossil fuels, we release more carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. The more carbon dioxide we release, the warmer the planet gets. This is why it is so important to find cleaner ways to power our lives. Trees play a vital role in regulating our climate. They absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and store it. However, deforestation, which is the clearing of forests for agriculture, logging, and other human activities, is reducing the number of trees on our planet. This means there are fewer trees to absorb carbon dioxide, leading to more greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. Deforestation also destroys habitats for many plants and animals. Section 5. Rising temperatures, a sign of trouble. One of the most obvious effects of global warming is rising temperatures. As the planet warms, we are witnessing unprecedented changes in our climate. The heat waves are becoming more frequent and intense, affecting not just the environment but also our daily lives. The average temperature of the Earth has risen by about 1 degree Celsius since the late 19th century. This might sound insignificant, but this small increase has far-reaching consequences. It disrupts weather patterns, melts polar ice, and raises sea levels, which in turn affects millions of people living in coastal areas. This may not seem like much, but even small changes in temperature can have big impacts on our planet. For instance, a 1 degree rise can lead to severe droughts, making it difficult for plants and animals to survive. It can also reduce the availability of fresh water, which is essential for both human consumption and agriculture. We are already seeing more extreme heat waves around the world. These heat waves are not just uncomfortable, they can be deadly. Cities are particularly vulnerable as the concrete and asphalt absorb and retain heat, creating urban heat islands that exacerbate the problem. These heat waves can be dangerous for human health, causing heat stroke and other illnesses. Vulnerable populations such as the elderly and children are at higher risk. Hospitals often see a surge in patients suffering from heat-related conditions during these periods. They can also damage crops and lead to water shortages. Agriculture is heavily dependent on stable weather conditions, and extreme heat can devastate entire harvests. This not only affects food supply, but also the livelihoods of farmers. Water shortages can further compound these issues, leading to conflicts over resources. The melting of ice caps and glaciers contributes to rising sea levels, which can lead to flooding in coastal areas. This forces communities to evacuate and can result in the loss of homes and livelihoods. The impact of rising temperatures is far-reaching and affects every aspect of our lives. Addressing this issue requires a collective effort. Scientists are working tirelessly to understand the complexities of climate change, while communities and governments are implementing measures to mitigate its effects. Renewable energy sources such as wind and solar power offer hope for a sustainable future. By taking action now, we can help protect our planet for future generations. Section 6. Melting ice and rising seas threatening our coasts. As temperatures rise, ice caps and glaciers are melting at an alarming rate. This melted ice flows into the oceans, causing sea levels to rise. Rising sea levels threaten coastal communities and ecosystems. Low-lying islands and coastal cities are at risk of being submerged. The loss of ice also has serious consequences for wildlife, such as polar bears and seals, that rely on sea ice for their survival. Section 7, Extreme Weather, a taste of things to come. Global warming is making extreme weather events more frequent and intense. The planet's rising temperatures are not just numbers on a graph, they translate into real-world consequences that affect millions of lives. As the Earth's atmosphere warms, it holds more moisture, leading to heavier rainfall and more severe storms. This means that what used to be considered once-in-a-century events are now happening with alarming regularity. We are seeing more hurricanes, droughts, floods, and wildfires. These natural disasters are becoming more common and more destructive. Hurricanes are growing in strength, fueled by warmer ocean waters. Droughts are lasting longer, affecting water supplies and agriculture. Floods are becoming more severe, inundating communities and causing extensive damage. Wildfires are burning hotter and spreading faster, devastating forests and homes. These events can cause widespread damage and displacement, costing lives and billions of pounds in economic losses. The aftermath of such disasters is often catastrophic, leaving communities to rebuild from the ground up. The economic toll is staggering, with infrastructure, homes and businesses needing to be repaired or replaced. The human cost is even greater, with lives lost and families torn apart. They also threaten food security and access to clean water. As droughts become more frequent, crops fail and food supplies dwindle. This leads to higher prices and food shortages, affecting the most vulnerable populations the hardest. Access to clean water is also compromised, with rivers and reservoirs drying up, forcing people to rely on unsafe water sources. The increase in extreme weather is a clear sign that our climate is changing. These events are not isolated incidents, but part of a larger pattern of climate disruption. The science is clear. Human activities, particularly the burning of fossil fuels, are driving these changes. The consequences are already being felt, and they will only become more severe if we do not take action. And we need to take action to address the root causes. This means reducing our greenhouse gas emissions, transitioning to renewable energy sources, and protecting our natural ecosystems. It also means preparing for the impacts that are already unavoidable by building resilient communities and supporting those who are most affected. The time to act is now to ensure a safer and more sustainable future for all. Section 8. Understanding global warming, our collective responsibility. Understanding global warming is crucial for our future. It is a complex issue, but it is essential that we all grasp the basics. We need to understand the causes of global warming, its current and potential impacts, and the actions we can take to mitigate it. We all have a role to play in addressing this global challenge. Governments, businesses, and individuals must work together to find solutions. Section 9. Reducing our carbon footprint, small steps, big impact. One of the most important things we can do is to reduce our carbon footprint. This involves making conscious choices in our daily lives that collectively make a significant difference. For instance, opting for renewable energy sources like wind and solar power can drastically cut down on the carbon emissions produced by traditional fossil fuels. Similarly, driving electric cars instead of gasoline-powered vehicles can help reduce the amount of harmful gases released into the atmosphere. This means reducing the amount of greenhouse gases we release into the atmosphere. Greenhouse gases, such as carbon dioxide and methane, trap heat in the Earth's atmosphere, leading to global warming and climate change. Factories, cars, and airplanes are some of the biggest contributors to these emissions. By being mindful of our energy consumption and transportation choices, we can help mitigate these effects. We can do this by using less energy, choosing sustainable transportation, reducing our consumption, and making more eco-friendly choices. Simple actions like turning off lights when not in use, biking or walking instead of driving, and supporting local farmers' markets can collectively make a big impact. These small steps not only reduce our carbon footprint, but also promote a more sustainable lifestyle. Supporting businesses that are committed to environmental sustainability is another crucial step. Many companies are now adopting eco-friendly practices, from using recycled materials to reducing waste. By choosing to buy from these businesses, we encourage more companies to follow suit. Every little bit helps, and our purchasing decisions can drive significant change in the market. By making changes in our daily lives, we can all contribute to a healthier planet for ourselves and future generations. Planting trees, participating in community cleanup events, and teaching our children the importance of environmental stewardship are all ways we can make a difference. These actions not only improve our immediate surroundings, but also instill a sense of responsibility and care for the Earth in future generations. Together we can create a sustainable and thriving world for everyone.